Hello everybody. So in this video, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the isolation factor and how it works with the narcissist. I was asked how does the narcissist isolate their supply and why do they isolate their supply? So if you are in the kind of discovering phase of figuring out that you might have a relationship with a narcissist or know a narcissist, you're gonna kind of start piecing together, and it'll all make sense at some point to you once you come to terms with the situation. But early in the relationship with the narcissist, they are going to try to pull you away from anybody that basically takes any part of your day. Now, I don't really want to bring up children in this video because I have found from personal experience that a narcissist can go both ways with children. They can see the children as a threat, but then they also a different type of narcissist will also want a family and want children and treat the children completely different than they treat you. So in this video, I'm not going to focus on the aspect of children and using that as an isolation technique with their partner or with their friend or whoever it is. So they, like I said, they're going to see anybody that you spend any amount of time with as a threat to them. Now, it can be a friend, say you go out every week with your girlfriends or every month or whatever it is, and all of a sudden that's going to start interfering with their relationship with you. They're going to question why you do it. They're going to question what goes on, and they're going to start making you feel bad about it. There's so many ways they can make you feel bad about it. They will purposefully try to schedule something on the day that they know that you are going to be doing this thing, and they're going to tell you, like, oh, well, this is the only time I can make it happen. Like, can't you just skip one time with your friends and do this for me? It'll mean so much. And because you want to make them happy, you're going to do it. And that's all it takes, is that one time for the narcissist to get a hold on you. And the next time it comes up, when you try to plan something with your friends and they kind of give you the, wow, I kind of thought that we could do this other thing instead, they're going to tell you, well, you skipped last week and everything was fine. I'm sure they can be without you for a couple of days or whatever it is, until eventually you just don't go at all. The narcissist has you in their clutches. You're going to want to make them happy, and they're going to do it in such a way where it isn't quite so obvious like I'm doing in this video, because I kind of want to condense it a little bit. But they can drag this process out over days, even weeks, while they work on you and while they try to get you to be, on their side, so to speak. And at some point, you're going to think, I really love to do this thing, but I also really love this other person in my life, meaning the narcissist. And so you come to the realization, their realization, that it would just make things a lot easier if you just didn't hang out with that person anymore, or if you went on this group date with your friends anymore. And so you stop doing it. And they're going to use this technique with every aspect that they feel is taking your attention away from them. So say you enjoy reading, or you have a hobby that they don't particularly enjoy. It could be, crafting, some kind of, even an outdoor activity, anything like that. They're going to see that as a threat, and they're going to use that same technique to weasel you out of doing those things. And some of those things, you're going to be like, okay, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm doing too much. And you don't even realize that they're doing it, because the narcissist functions in such a way that they make you feel bad for doing the things that you want to do, and for, having a difference in opinion or having different hobbies. They actually make you feel bad about it. And that's how they start getting you to spend more time with them, and they basically want to be your every waking thought. They want to be comfortable in the relationship. In order for them to be comfortable, that requires you to go way outside your comfort zone into doing a whole bunch of things and completely changing you as a person and your well-being to make them happy. And the more that you change and the more that you bend and comply with their way of thinking, and the easier it is for the narcissist to function in your relationship, the harder it is going to be for you and the more miserable you are going to be. And I know that sounds so horrible, but that's just how a relationship with a narcissist works. Next to them convincing you for some reason that everybody around you is no longer good enough or basically qualified to be in your life, they will try to work on, and this is not really in any particular order. They might start with one of these things first. They might try to do them all at once. Usually it's one thing at a time, and then they progress into other things until at some point they have done all of them. Another isolation technique is getting you away from your work environment. Now, this doesn't apply to everybody. I understand that. However, if you are one of the ones that works, they are going to come up with a whole bunch of reasons about why you should no longer work. This could be anything ranging in from, you can find a better job, or maybe we should move, or, I'd really like it if you just stayed home and you'd have time to do all of the things that you want to do. If you really like to craft or ride your bike or whatever it is, they're going to tell you that, now you can stay home, now you can work longer on these things, or maybe you can start that business that you've always been dreaming about. Now remember, this is just a temporary solution for them to get you to do the thing that they are asking. So when you do finally get to your goals, say you do start a business and you do, spend a little bit of time doing that, they're going to revert back to the first technique we talked about, where I told you that that's one of the things that is going to pull your attention away from them, even if it's just for 5 minutes a day. And they're going to try to come up with a reason why you shouldn't be doing that thing anymore. Whatever it is, they are going to come up with whatever they possibly can that's going to convince you that you should no longer be working that job. Maybe it's not quit completely, but now they want you to work part-time instead. It's going to be something, and eventually it's going to lead to you not working at all because they want to have that control. This is another huge one, is the narcissist asking you to move out of town. So say you live in your hometown, or the town that you live in, you've got a lot of roots and a lot of connections. Say you've been there for 10 years or longer, and you really enjoy being there. You've got a lot of friends, maybe a little bit of family. They're going to try to convince you to move away. Now, it might not be far enough where you don't think it's a cause for concern, but it's going to be far enough where you don't see the same people every day, so that is less chances of them not having your attention for any amount of time. And if you're a little more strong-headed, you might not give in so easily. It's going to cause problems with the narcissist when you don't comply with this request that they're asking. And that basically sets the tone for the whole relationship. That's how they're going to act the entire time. Anytime that they ask for something, they make a request, and it is not given, or you do not comply, it's going to be a big deal. It can be something small, like, oh, you didn't hang my clothes up the way I asked you to. It's going to turn into, you're doing it on purpose because you don't love me. It's going to go into this endless cycle of things, and all of that will be another video. But those 3 methods of isolation are the most common among narcissists, and they typically all share those. They might not go to the same extremes as some of the narcissists might, but they will show up in some way, shape, or form in almost every narcissistic relationship that you might incur. And you'll be surprised to learn that if you do have a narcissist in your life and you've never met anybody like them in your life, chances are you're probably going to meet another one, maybe several, during your lifetime. So I'm going to stop there because I don't want this to be incredibly long. I hope it's under 10 minutes, and I will see you guys in the next video.